Hey, welcome back. We've given the dogs about 12-13 minutes to get rolling on here. I'm going to turn our heat down a little bit so we don't overcook these dogs, but we'll keep them rolling, keep them warmed up. Again, these are from ShareMake. They're authentic Wisconsin natural casing wieners. They're naturally smoked and fully cooked. We're just warming them up on here. They're made with pork and beef, and the smell in here is amazing. I'm really looking forward to trying these natural casing wieners and rating them in our 5 categories here. Of course, we've got our Penny Smart white hot dog casings here. Ooh, that sizzle. Safety first, of course. Got to put my heat-resistant glove on. And again, in the value of dog diversity, we're going to take one guy from the front rollers here and one guy from the back rollers. First thing we're going to do is check our floppiness. If you remember last week, our Bar S Franks didn't seem to want to flop. We're not off to a great start with these ones yet. As you can see, it just kind of broke in half. Wouldn't flop. I figured the natural casing would hold us a little bit better than the uncased last week. And this one, it doesn't flop at all, but it's not breaking apart either. Floppiness, we're going to go middle of the road here. We're going to give it a 5 in floppiness. Next thing we're going to look at is juiciness. We'll take this dog that I already dropped back there and get a little bit closer look at the juiciness on this one. You know, it's fairly juicy. It's not quite as juicy as the Nathans we had a couple weeks ago. When I squeeze it, it doesn't really juice up anymore. We're going to go 6.5 for juiciness on these dogs. So we'll take this dog here. You can see the casing split a little bit on them. You can hear the sizzle. That's how you know they're ready to be consumed. First dog. We'll have to take another one for our second. We'll take it from this left side here. Pop off the safety. And of course, for our classic dog, we're starting with French's classic yellow mustard, as any good dog should. Heinz tomato ketchup. And of course, Vlasic sweet relish, not dill, sweet relish. Now you may be telling yourself right now, hey, these are all natural casing wieners. These don't need the classic treatment, but I'm telling you, this is how we test them every week. This is our classic dog right here. You can see it goes end to end. You can see where the casing cuts off on the end of the dog here. So we're gonna bite into this just to get a nice taste of our classic dog. Oh man, the crunchiness that comes from that outside casing on here, that can't be beat. That is one of my favorite feelings right there. That'll come back in the mouthfeel category for sure. But for inside texture, flavor, mouthfeel, we're gonna take our raw dog here, our plain Jane. Nothing spectacular on it. We're gonna rip some bun off. I found that's the best way to really get inside these dogs. So let's take a bite and see what we can figure out. The inside texture on this, I feel the casing holds it all together well. It's not as dry as last week's dogs. You can taste every bit of the pork and beef in there. This is one of my favorites so far as inside texture is concerned. Still something missing though. We're gonna go with a 7 for inside texture. Flavor I've already touched on. I think the pork and beef has a lot to do with it. I really think the flavor on this dog is pretty incredible. If you haven't had a natural casing wiener, I highly recommend checking one out. Flavor, we're gonna go with an 8. And as far as mouthfeel goes, the whole thing from the start where you bite it, and you get the nice crunch of the cooked outside casing, all the way down to the contents of the inside of this dog. Man, I'm not sure how to describe it. It's like biting into a nice juicy apple, but with a sweet pork and beef reward on the other end. It chews nice, feels good going down. We're gonna give mouthfeel a 10 out of 10 on here. This is a good mouthfeel dog. Now that does it for Rate My Weiner. Thank you for watching me rate wieners. We're gonna open up another can of worms here with a segment called Local Dogs.